And this is day 4. The sun, the moon, the stars appear. Verse 14, and God said, let there be light in the firmament and of the heaven to divide the day and the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and for years. Genesis chapter 1 and verse 14. God didn't create the sun and the moon at this time. They were already up there. God just brought them around into position. In verse 15, and let them be for light in the firmament and the heaven to give light upon the earth, and it was so. And God made 2 great lights, the greater light to rule the day and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also, Genesis chapter 1, verse 15 and 16. One of them was to take charge of the day, and the sun does that pretty well. Also, the moon does a great job at night. I don't know about you, but I suppose to my wife, I proposed to my wife by moonlight. Oh, Rhonda will love that when she hears it. That's McGee, not me. That moon was a lot of influence, has a lot of influence over the night. I can assure you. Then there is just a little clause, he made the stars also. That was a pretty big job, by the way, but not for God. It was John Wesley who said God created the heavens and the earth and uh, didn't even half try. God made the stars also. Verse 17, and God set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light unto the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. Genesis chapter 1, verse 17 and 18. You will notice that it is God who does the dividing here, the to divide the light from the darkness. You know, he still does that. There are those today who ask, who's the, what's the difference between right and wrong? God has drawn all the lines. How can we know what is right? God says what is right. God has put down certain principles. God divided the light from the darkness, and there is just that much distinction between right and wrong. He is the one who makes the difference, and he still does it. And so, verse 19, and the evening and the morning were the 4th day. Genesis chapter 1 and verse 19. Now, that was J. Vernon McGee. Now, Chuck Smith, he doesn't have much to say here in verses 14 through 19. Is light in the Hebrew is meor, and that light holders is what it is talking about, sort of like a light socket, I guess. But we're talking about stars here. So 360 days in a year was most ancient civilizations. And I remember in college, I had a class called History of Mathematics. We studied ancient mathematics and ancient cultures, and the Mayans and most of these ancient cultures, they had 360 days in their year. And you may say, well, they caught it up one year, but apparently, I guess what Chuck Smith is saying is that that no, they actually had a 360-day year, and then it has changed over time because of different and now we have a 364 and 3/4 day or whatever it is year, and so I think every 7 years we have a leap year to straighten it out. But it was but you see it through their mathematics. They were very highly intelligent, highly mathematical people, the Mayans and these ancient cultures. We've digressed instead of ingressed. We're not as smart as they were. They were able to build pyramids with a millimeter of error in between the blocks. We can't replicate that today. Uh, Forget about it. We have devolved instead of evolved, if anything. And so the idea there is that though they used a base 360 for their mathematics, and so we see that the month was 30 days, or 28 days was lunar cycle. I think I can't. I was going to do the calculation and see if 28 divided into 360 evenly. I think it does into so many months. But nevertheless, the uh, you see that they used a lunar cycle for their months, 28 days months, and a 360 uh, then year. Let me. I said I was going to do that. I can access my calculator very quickly, can't I? 360 divided by 28 is no, didn't come out even. But that's what they would do back in those days.